What up, everybody? Eric here with driverlineup.com, world's okayest steering wheel holder, hanging out with the world's okayest quadrupod, which is, as I've said before, is not a word, but I like to say it. She's waiting for Jenna to get back. I just woke up. Jenna just finished her drive. I'm about to go back to sleep for a little bit because we still got 600 miles to go on this drive, but we can't get there early, so there's no point in, it's a Walmart load, so there's no point in busting ass to get there. Anyway, I wanted to address a lot of questions that I'm seeing out there, and then I'm getting to my phone, and then I'm getting message to me on Discord of, now that we're having a baby, when will I be training? And will I be training? Yes, I will be training. It's going to be a bit of a journey for me because the only person I've ever trained is Jenna. So I have to go get recertified as a CDL instructor with Prime, which is not really a big deal. But I think after a year of not training or something like that, you have to get recertified. So I do have to do that. But driving with someone else on my truck is going to be totally a new experience. But I'm excited about it. I'm excited to help someone, to help others become professional drivers. It's one of the reasons that we have this YouTube channel. It's one of the reasons we have a social network and a Discord app, is to help others get into this profession. So a little terrifying, a little nerve-wracking, but I'm pretty excited about it. I'm not excited about not having Jenna with me because obviously that's the optimal scenario, but she is creating a human right now. So that's not a long-term solution. So anyway, when will I be training? Well, right now, tentatively, the plan is for Jenna to stay on the truck until the holidays. So she's going to stay on the truck until Christmas. And this year, we're not really thinking we're going to run the holidays. We've ran the holidays for the last few years. The first year we did it, it was worth it. Last 2 years hasn't really, anyway, last year was certainly not worth it. It was just as crowded and busy in all the truck stops. You couldn't get loads because everybody was shut down. So that's kind of a good target area for us. We think, we'll go be at the house for the holidays, have an actual Christmas tree for once. It's been a long time. And then that's when she's probably gonna get off the truck. That'll put her over 2 years as well, so she'll have her PTC ring, which is a big deal. It's a major accomplishment. So she really wants to get her 2 years locked in, and she gets her 2 years locked in, I think, at the beginning of November. And so provided that she's able to, not extremely sick, and provided that she's physically able to, and that's her decision too, you guys, so don't give me shit. I've seen some comments that go, why would you make her drive? She wants to drive. She wants to be on a truck. It's her decision when she's ready to go home and prepare to have a baby. But the timing and everything seems to be pretty well aligned for it to be right immediately after the holidays. So that's our plan. Now, I do have someone in mind as a first student, and I've talked to this individual. I really hope that it works out. I know this individual. I've known him for a year. Met him a year ago. He has a CDL. So, it's possible that works out. It is not likely at all. Just be totally honest with you guys, it's not likely at all that I will ever just randomly take a student who's coming through orientation. I've got a line of people who are asking to train on my truck, and you know, I'll go through that avenue of making sure that I have conversations. I understand your objectives. I understand the things that, you know, the reasons that you're getting into this, because it's got to be the right reasons for me. I don't want somebody who's just looking for a job, you know, or something. Hang on a second, guys. Something just as a quick escape from, you know, the grind that they're in, and they're not really looking long term or to build a career or profession. I'm looking for somebody who really wants to take this seriously and wants to be a professional driver and build a good career out of this. So that's, you know, and it's just got to be a good fit too. You know, I have my groove. I'm willing to run hard. I'm going to run hard. I have no problem with that. The only reason that we don't right now is because Jen and I have a life on the road together, but I'm not afraid of, you know, running hard. I can tell you right now, I still won't go west of Denver, generally speaking. So whoever's training on my truck, whoever's a student on my truck, you're not really going to experience a lot of the West Coast. Fair warning. Does that mean you won't get the miles? No, not at all. In fact, it means you'll get a lot more experience at shippers and receivers because of the type of loads that I run, which I could run 2 a day if I wanted to in some of these loads. So you'll get the miles, but I just, West Coast just beats my truck up. The loads aren't worth it. It's hard on, it's too much fuel. You know, might go out there a time or two per student just so they can, you know, a student can get all that experience, but we won't be running West Coast a lot. I'll just tell you that right now. So, you know, it's got to be a good fit. I drive only at night, and I know that a TNT student needs to get some nighttime experience, and I'll, you know, I think towards the end we'll make sure and make sure that that's possible. But for most of the TNT phase, at least 2/3 to 75%, I'm driving at night, because I'm all about driving at night. It's just what I just like driving at night. It's my preference, and I think my trainer did too. My trainer only drove at night, and I drove at day, and we both loved it. He had a 12-hour period. It was always on Central Time. I think it was like 6 to 6 p.m. was his shift, and then 6 to 6, a.m. to p.m. was my shift. And it always went off Central Time. So whatever fell in those 2 shifts is what we were responsible for. Whatever fell on my shift, I was responsible for, and whatever fell on his shift, he was responsible for. And it meant that I actually ended up dealing with most of the customers, which was a good thing, because I learned it and knew what I was doing when I upgraded, you know. So it'll be something similar to that. But anyway, all that to say, tentatively the plan is to start training in January on this truck, and then so I may have a TNT student lined up. Maybe, you know, he's figuring his life out and what he wants to do right now. So we'd run 30,000 miles with him, get him upgraded, and then I'd be taking on another student after that. PSD and TNT, the second one for sure. If this person doesn't work out for January, then I'll take a PSD and TNT in January. So that's kind of the plan, you guys. We are on the border of Ohio and Indiana, or in that realm. Don't have to run this load very hard at all. We're dropping it off tomorrow at Walmart. It is cream cheese and cheese sticks. So drop this one off tomorrow. We'll be in a good reload area. Should be able to run maybe 2 more loads on this pay period, which I'm pretty excited about, and then we'll rock and roll into the next pay period. Then we got to go back to Springfield because Jenna has a doctor's appointment. We got a couple things we need to take care of for a day or two, and hopefully our truck is arriving that week. so we can get it ready. So it's rock and roll. Truck is running great, no problems whatsoever. Got all the right fuses in the right places, so good things. All right, guys, I'm gonna eat something real quick and get back to bed, but I just wanted to check in with you guys for a video and answer that question on when I will be training on this truck, and it looks like tentatively January is pretty realistic as to when that'll start, and then I'll be training all for the next 2 years. So anyway, guys, be safe, make good decisions, and as always, drive to thrive. We'll talk to you soon.